Coach Bell entering the second year as offensive coordinator here, and you had to learn a lot of new faces last year. You got to learn a lot of new faces this year. Can you just tell us about the difference in personnel and how this is kind of the new normal that is college football?
Oh, absolutely. That's going to be an every year thing. Every year there's going to be 6-7 guys that you're counting on to be good players. They're going to be learning a new system. Like we're physically very talented. Like physical talent's not a problem. It's just how quickly can we get everybody on the same page, learning the system, and really truly black and white's the easy part, but like managing the gray of the system as they're seeing a lot more defense, a lot of defense.
The quarterbacks you have now are quite a bit different physically and talent-wise from what you had with Hayden Wolf.
Yeah.
How is that going to change things for you?
Yeah, we've got 4 guys. They're all really good players. There's a lot of physical talent in the room. Same thing. It's how many reps can we accrue and get these guys to Hayden's level of processing. Because that's what made Hayden so special was he played a lot of football, the mental processing, some of the things we're able to get away with just because of his computer. But like a lot of physical talent in the room. There'll be some schematic changes in the run game that'll help us. We're excited about all 4 of those guys.
Can you touch on just your relationship with Brock? I know he was at Indiana. I guess, what does he bring to the table that's different in terms of skill set? You got to see it a little bit last year in certain situations, maybe red zone. Just what gets you excited about what he can do?
The biggest thing about Brock is, number one, what a wonderful human he is. Like, his parents have done an unbelievable job. Like, he's one of the last of the hard. Like, he is a tough guy, not physically, but mentally. Like, really tough guy, comes to work every day. Like every intangible that you could imagine, like that's what he brings to the table. And so we're excited, and we've got some tools in the toolbox we got to sharpen, and some other things that we know that he can do. And so we're going to put him in a lot of uncomfortable situations this spring to find out, who our guy is.
But does it change knowing that he can give you an element of just outside the pocket in the run game?
Yeah, absolutely. And he was able to help us a lot in the run game last year. But just, the amount of conflict run that you can create with him. And so we're excited about his future.
And then the other quarterback that's new, Brady
Jones.
Yes. What's different about what he can do for you?
And Brady is a really special distributor. He can really throw the football. And also brings the element of athleticism. So we're excited about both those guys. Excited about Mark Konechny, Mason. I've got a really talented room. I got 4 guys that can help us win games.
Big loss, for the team, obviously, was several talented guys on the offensive line. You got to see a guy like John Hofer fill in quite a bit and get rotated in and out. And then you get Adam Vandervest back healthy, which obviously was going to be a huge piece of last year's offensive line. Just talk about how that unit's kind of gelling together.
And that's going to be one of our biggest challenges this spring. Like Jake, Addy, Teddy, like Sherwin, like all 4 of those guys are probably going to have a chance to get into a camp, if not get drafted. And so anytime you lose 4 guys that have the ability to play at the NFL level, like that's going to be a lot to replace. But you got Hofer back, you've got Vandy coming back, who would have been a starter a year ago, and then we've added some older veteran guys, Zach Vaughn from Wake Forest, Raheem Anderson from Michigan, and then Schleicher took reps last year, Dabo. So we have been building depth for a while. But to me, that's going to be the most important part of the spring is you got to come out of the spring with 8 guys that you really trust because, the injuries happen at that position. It is a violent position. People get banged up, and so we got to come out of spring with 8 guys that we feel really strongly about that can help us win football games.
You add some pieces to the skill position, one of them being Christian Leary. Obviously, his time at Alabama and Georgia Tech. What gets you excited about what he can do for you?
He's got, he can run. He's got long speed. He's a really good ball in hand player. Right now we're playing him out of position. We're playing him inside, outside. We're playing him all over to teach him as much as we can. So he really hasn't had a chance to settle in yet, but he's going to be a big help for us.
And then your running back room, you lose Jaden Nixon, obviously an explosive player, but you retool with some JUCO help, and then also Cole Cabana as well. Is there going to be anything different in that room that gets you?
No, like schematically, we'll still be who we are. Run game for me is O-line and quarterback driven, as funny as that sounds. Obviously, the backs are a big factor in that and what they do well. But not big schematic changes. And right now, we're really just trying to find out what they do well. So when we put them into a game 5 months from now, that we're doing things they do well, they're comfortable with.
Have you noticed anything already with those?
No, I mean,
players in Cole.
Buck is Buck.
Okay.
Buck's a great player, and will be here. Devin, Lolo have both done a really nice job as new guys, junior college kids. And then Cole has learned really well and really fast, and so excited about that room. Trey Hartwell has also done a really nice job. Had some big plays today as well. Good.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. Have a great day.